A mammoth patty has been created by a cultivated meat company that resurrects the meat of extinct animals. The project aims to demonstrate potential of meat grown from cells without slaughtering animals, highlight link between large-scale livestock farming and wildlife extermination climate crisis. Mammoth patties are produced by Vow, an Australian company that takes a different approach to cultured meat. There are numerous companies that will replace traditional meat such as chicken, pork and beef. But Vow aims to mix and match cells from non-traditional species to create new types of meat. The company has already explored the potential of more than 50 species, including alpaca, buffalo, crocodile, kangaroo, peacock and different fish species. We have a problem with behavior change when it comes to meat consumption, said Vow CEO George Peppou. The goal is to switch several billion meat eaters from eating traditional animal protein to eating things that can be produced in electrical systems. And we believe the best way to do that is to invent meat. We look for cells that are easy to grow, really tasty, nutritious, and then mix-match those cells to create truly delicious meats. Tim Noakesmith, who co-founded Vow with Peppou, said, "We chose the woolly mammoth because it is a symbol of diversity loss and climate change. The creature is thought to have gone extinct after being hunted by humans and as the world warmed after the last ice age." The initial idea came from Bas Korsten of creative agency Wunderman Thompson. "Our goal is to start a conversation about how we eat and what future alternatives might look and taste like. Cultured meat, but not as we know it. Plant-based alternatives to meat are now common, but cultured meat mimics the taste of traditional meat. Raised meat, chicken from good meat, is currently only sold to consumers in Singapore, but currently the two companies have gone through an approval process in the US. In 2018, another company used DNA an extinct animal to create gummy bears made from gelatin derived another elephant-like animal, the mastodon. Cells that produce mammoth meat protein were created at the Australian Institute of Bioengineering at University of Queensland. Wunderman Thompson Vow teamed up with Prof Ernst Wolvetang of the University of Queensland Australian Bioengineering Institute to create the mammoth muscle protein. His team took the DNA sequence for mammoth myoglobin, an important muscle protein that gives flavor to meat, and filled in a few gaps using elephant DNA. This sequence was inserted into myoblast stem cells from a multiplying sheep to grow into 20 billion cells, which were then used by the company to grow mammoth meat. It was ridiculously easy and quick, Wolvetang said. We accomplished this in a matter of weeks. Initially, the idea was to produce dodo meat, he said, but the necessary DNA sequences are not available. After promotion, no one has tasted the mammoth patties yet. We haven't seen this protein for thousands of years, Wolvetang said. So we have no idea how our immune system will react when we eat it. But if we do again, we can certainly do it in a way that makes more suitable for regulatory agencies. Wolvetang said he could understand why people were initially wary this type of meat. It's kind weird, and it's always like that at first. But from an environmental and ethical perspective, I personally think cultivated meat makes a lot of sense. Large-scale meat production, especially beef, takes a huge toll on the environment, and many studies suggest that a massive reduction in meat consumption in rich countries is needed to end the climate crisis. Cultivated meat uses much less land and water than farm animals and produces no methane emissions. Vow said that all of the energy it uses comes from renewable sources and that fetal bovine serum, a growth medium made from bovine fetuses, is not used in any of its commercial products. The company has raised $56 million of investment to date. Wolvetang thinks there will be an increasing shift between technologies used in medical and human stem cell research and cultured meat production. For example, cells can be programmed to evolve in response to their immediate environment, meaning cuts of meat containing muscle, fat and connective tissue can be grown. Seren Kell of the Good Food Institute Europe said, "I hope this fascinating project starts new conversations about the extraordinary potential of cultivated meat to produce more sustainable food." However, since most common sources meat are farm animals such as cattle, pigs, and poultry, much of the sustainable protein industry focuses on realistically replicating meats these species. By raising beef, pork, chicken, and seafood, we can have the most impact in terms of reducing emissions from conventional animal agriculture. The mammoth patties will be unveiled Tuesday evening at Nemo, a science museum in the Netherlands.